Here with Trine head women's basketball coach Ryan Gould to take a look at the upcoming 2016-17 season. Coach, last season you finished 19-8, make the MIAA championship game for the first time. Your thoughts looking back as we enter this season?
Well, Matt, it was it was a great end of the season. We were able to put a lot of young players on the floor. Last year we didn't start any seniors the second half of the year, so I think our girls gained some confidence from having a strong finish to the season, and it jumpstart them into their off-season program with strength and conditioning and things like that. Seeing that success and wanting to build on that for this year.
Two key factors of the team's success last season were obviously Hailie, Martin, and Brandi Dawson, both all-conference performers. Can you talk a little bit about what they did last season and what you're expecting from them this year?
Yeah, those two came in last year as transfers, new players, and they added a lot to our program right away. Hailie was the leading scorer in the conference during the regular season, and gives us a presence down low that a lot of teams don't have at our level. She's very talented offensively and very underrated defensively. Brandi is probably as athletic as any player in the league. Comes in and after not playing her freshman year, having to redshirt and jumped right in and was a major contributor to our team, and has the ability to sometimes go on a 10-0 run just by herself. So having the explosiveness there really added a lot to our offensive output.
Mentioned a lot of the young players who saw action last season. Most of them are back. Can you talk a little bit about the continuity there in the roster and how that'll be an advantage for you this season?
Yeah, we return all 5 of our starters. Taylor Cole returns for us at the point guard position. A girl from Michigan that's really come along as a basketball player and is our defensive leader and kind of our rallying point on the floor. So to have her back for another year is really great. Cassidy Williams came in as a freshman, had an outstanding second half of the season, and really proved to be a clutch performer. Played her best in the biggest games. I think was our leading scorer in the MIAA tournament final against Hope, and just plays with a tenacity that is contagious amongst the rest of the girls when she's on the floor. And then Ashley Elliott, who's one of our steadiest basketball players. Just whatever we ask her to do, whether it's be a starter or come off the bench or handle the basketball or play on the wing, she's willing to do whatever we need her to do, and that group of 5 really set the tone this offseason because they worked really hard this summer and checked in on the remaining players and made sure people were doing what they needed to do.
You mentioned a lot of the returners. Obviously, there are some newcomers. Can you talk a little bit about where they fit in with this team and how they can make an impact moving forward?
We have 3 freshmen on our varsity roster right now. Katie Klein is a 6'1" post player from Kendallville, East Noble High School. She's come a long way already, is developing quickly. She's out right now with an injury, but she'll return soon. Katie Steers is a freshman from Portage High School, and she's very, very talented, very strong, worked really hard in the weight room this summer, and she gives us a lot of versatility on the perimeter. She can play some at the point. She's very good on the wing and attacks the basket very well. And then our other freshman is Tashayla Sartorius, a freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Just extremely talented basketball player. She has a very high IQ. If we go through something once, she knows it. And just a girl, again, that she can handle the ball. She runs the floor very well and finishes well around the basket. Those are the 3 freshmen that we have. We also have 3 transfers that are part of our roster. Erin Schaefer's the transfer. She's a shooting guard, and she can really light it up from the perimeter, which is a big weakness for us as a team last year. Kayla Freeman is a forward, play the 4 spot for us. Another really athletic, physical, strong player on the front line, and she's going to cause some matchup problems. And then our last newcomers, Jade Abenth, is a transfer from Saginaw, Michigan. Another 6-foot girl with some size and physicalness inside. So I think we were able to add some things to our front line and a couple shooters.
How do you see this team's strengths shaping up as you head into the season, and what are some of the things you're looking to still develop before you get into game action?
I would think our biggest strength is just that they have a really strong bond, 1 through 16. They get along as well as any team I've ever been around, and they come to practice with the right priorities. They work really hard, and they play for each other, which is something that any coach and coaching staff is looking for in a basketball team. And I think that there's a maturity level that we have that I think is going to carry us through this season. As far as things we're working on, we have to become a better perimeter shooting team. We have to become a better rebounding team. Those are the two things that to beat the best, you have to excel in those areas, and those are some areas we're working on.
Kind of transitioning into the conference, how do you see the conference race shaping up, and what are you looking for in conference play this season?
Well, the conference race always starts with Hope College and Calvin College. Those two teams are both, depending on which poll you look at, are both ranked in the top 25, maybe 28 range. I've seen Hope ranked as high as 9th. So those two teams obviously have the tradition of winning, a tradition of excellence, and an expectation to win the league every year. So for us to achieve any type of goals that we want, we know we have to go through them. A lot of the other schools in the conference return a lot of players. Adrian, I believe their coach said they return 11. Albion lost 1 player. Alma returns a lot of players. So I think there's going to be a lot of depth in the league. You have to compete at a high level every night. Last year we came into conference play and started 0-2. Can't do that if you expect to compete to be a top 1, 2, or 3 team in our league.
Shifting gears off the court, there's obviously a lot of excitement coming with this program with the coming of the MTI Center. Can you talk a little bit about the excitement there and what that does for your program?
Yeah, I think you look at the success that Coach Miller and the men's program have had, and our girls starting to see some similar success. Not to the level that they have quite yet, but we're getting there. And then you see things happening across the parking lot where they're going to bring the wrecking ball in, and you can really see things starting to happen. The excitement within our program. Any kid that's a junior or below is going to get a chance to play over there. So there's a lot of excitement moving towards that. There's a lot of excitement within the region and even throughout the state as far as people knowing what's coming on campus. So I think it's definitely adding to our our recruiting profile and things like that.
Any final thoughts? Anything else you feel is pertinent to know about your team as we head into the season?
I think that people who come out and give us a chance and watch the team play, they'll be really impressed with the work ethic and the character that our girls play with. It's a group that excels in the classroom. 3.7 GPA last year. Just a very excellent group of young ladies, the kind of kids that represent Trine Athletics and Trine University very well. And I think that we're going to put a very exciting product on the floor this year.